So I know what you're thinking, Space. Why are you making a video talking about this when you know damn well that Stephen Jones, Mr. Catboy himself, ain't gonna make a move like this? Well, dear viewer, the reason we're talking about this is because when I had a conversation with a couple buddies of mine, and we were talking about, hey, like, how can we see the Cowboys improve as a team? One of them mentioned to me, we should really talk about why the Cowboys should do certain things rather than just act like they're not going to do it, because we want to try and get this fan base riled up, right? Whether you think I'm being right or not, that's your discretion to think about that. But whenever seeing the possibility of a player being added to this team to make an improvement at a certain position, we'll talk about it, okay? And more specifically, if it's possible for the Cowboys to do it. And in this case, yes, it is possible, but the question is, should the Cowboys look to trade for Jessie Bates? This was a question that we were talking about. And before I go any further, if you can like this video, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Now look, why are we in this position to begin with? Well, let's set the stage for Jessie Bates. Why is he on the trade market, or rumored to be on the trade market? Well, Jessie Bates, a member of the Cincinnati Bengals, recently got put on the franchise tag. The Bengals don't want to give him a long-term extension that he's looking for. Okay. Now, with that being said, with the Cincinnati Bengals refusing to give him a big deal, I think one rumor came out that they were offering him $4 million a year or some nonsense like that, which is very insulting, considering the market. Okay. And so, Bates made it evidently clear, I'm not playing on the tag. So now the question is that for many NFL teams, including some in our own division, should you make a trade for Jessie Bates, okay? So, we kind of have to get a sense of, how does this make sense for the Cowboys? Like, could the Cowboys make this move, which they can, but more so, should they? And look, I am always in favor of the, like Stephen Jones calls it, talent acquisition being a 365, 24/7, however you want to word it, type of situation, right? You are constantly trying to improve the team. This is one of them. So I'm just using his words to his own advantage or disadvantage, however you want to word it. I really don't care. So, how does this make sense? Well, you're getting a guy that's going to be 25 years old, in the prime of his career, that could be traded for on the cheap due to the fact that he's going to need a long-term deal, right? So, answer me this, everybody. And you might be saying, well, Space, we got players coming up to get paid. I get that. Cool. You know what you can do? You can manipulate the cap to add players. Look at the Rams. They're doing this type of stuff. So, think about it this way. If you're willing to pay the guy between $14 to $16 million a year, which the Cowboys can, that's fine. Like, that is the rate for a top-tier safety of Jessie Bates' caliber, right? And so, you can't do a deal this particular year because of the fact he is playing on the franchise tag, right? So if you're trading for him, you are going to give him a long-term deal after that tag expires. So you can look at it as possibly a rental for 2022. And again, I'm not a fan of trading draft capital for rentals. You were saying on my team for quite some time. But you can't do anything in the 2022 season. But a player of his caliber could definitely improve the team a lot, considering that right now at your safety positions, I like what I have right now, but you can do better, if that makes any sense. Like, you got Malik Hooker, you have Jaron Curse, cool. So, look at it this way. The Cowboys never really push the chips all in at the safety position. Most of the times, they just sign cheap players and put a freaking piece of tape on an open wound, basically. However you want to refer to it. It doesn't feel like they're doing enough. Now, sure, last year that worked. You found a guy like Jaron Curse as this diamond in the rough. And though, even with Jaron Curse being on the team with a new deal, which is, cheap, and odds are you're going to have to redo his deal, I think him and Jessie Bates would be a fine duo. The thing is that when you look at how Curse has done things, I think he's done very well at the line of scrimmage. Jessie Bates is fantastic in coverage, right? Just to be clear, Jaron Curse led all NFL safeties in tackles for loss with a 9. okay? And even though when you look at the stats for Jessie Bates, I've noticed that, you know, some people have even said, well, his stats don't look so good. But the thing is he's more of this leader that you're like, holy crap, like this guy can do really damn good, right? And he's just been a fantastic coverage guy, which I've been wanting in a safety for a long time, but the Cowboys, again, refuse to do that. Now, if you recall, and people saw this last year, sometimes we got bit in the ass with the safety play. You getting a guy like Jessie Bates covers that up. Like this isn't like a Jamal Adams type of trade, because Jamal Adams is more of that strong safety. Like, you know how Jaron Kearse is kind of like that towards the line of scrimmage guy. Like that would be like what Jamal Adams' role would be, to an extent. But with Jessie Bates, you're getting like a true free safety here. So there's that. But now the question is that how the hell does this really work out? For me, it really comes down to the question of what would it take? If you're saying between a first and second round pick, no. I would say this to the Bengals. Listen, you are asking me to take on this guy that you guys don't put him on an extension. You're just trying to trade this guy. Give me like a third round pick and I'll give you a fourth round pick next year and let's make it happen. Now, considering who's coming up for contract extensions, right? You got CeeDee Lamb coming up. You got Trevon Diggs coming up. Micah Parsons is on. We'll get there when we get there. But think about it this way. You have to answer this question. If Jessie Bates improves one position of the field and kind of answers it on the long-term basis, does it make sense to do it? In that sense, yeah. You know, now you have the safety you're looking for, who's elite at what he does. Now you kind of just fill out this roster as a whole. Now, the other side of it, and again, if you're fully paying attention, you're listening this all the way through and not commenting yet, the other portion to that is, well, you can just go draft a safety. Okay? And sure, that's fine. You know, I completely understand that too. But the problem is that if the Cowboys are not willing to spend the draft capital to go get these guys, then god damn it, then go trade and get a guy. If we get bit in the ass because Malik Hooker gets hurt, or more so, he doesn't improve his play, I don't want to be in that situation. And if you think about it in the long term, okay, got Micah Parsons here, Trevon Diggs here, Jessie Bates is going to be in that secondary, and then you kind of just fill out that line on the front, and there you go. I think that even if you're trying to do a push everything to the center of the table type of move, this is one of those moves. You improve your defense, and you go from there. But again, I don't think the Cowboys would do this. However, you can see an impact with Jessie Bates on your defense. Now, you know, we'll see how things go from there. But I will say that if he gets traded in division, or if he gets traded for something cheap, and especially like you kind of, and again, it's hindsight's always 20/20, but like again, if we see him get traded in division because the Eagles are like, let's go get this guy, I'm going to be annoyed, not because the Eagles got him, but because of the fact that they're willing to make moves to make their team better while the Cowboys sit with their fucking hands cut off and act like they're not doing anything. Because Stephen Jones thinks that, oh, we can do all this cap. God damn it. If you're going to use that fucking rollover cap, Stephen, do it for this. If the price is right, in my opinion, you should contemplate it. And I want to hear what you guys have to say down below. So make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.